Now, we need to have a look at an example in order to see how we can apply those strategies of reading, of asking questions, and of putting the original text in our own language. We will have in mind also to follow the do's and to avoid the don'ts, and at the same time we also have to observe the golden rules in doing paraphrasing. So this is an example. This is a paragraph on The Sopranos, and I'm sure you're familiar with The Sopranos, the TV series. In The Sopranos, the mob is besieged as much by inner infidelity as it is by the federal government. Early in the series, the greatest threat to Tony's family is his own biological family. One of his closest associates turns witness for the FBI. His mother colludes with his uncle to contract a hit on Tony, and his kids click through websites that track the federal crackdown in Tony's gangland. Please have a look at the passage, and we are going to practice now the strategies for reading. If you need to look at them again, you are free to do so. Okay, so I hope you had enough time. If not, then please replay this video and try to stop here and give yourself, go back to the different strategies of reading and practice them. It's very important to get used to them. So if we are trying to paraphrase using the RAP strategy, we have to start by the reading, which I assume you have just done, and if you need more time, you will do later. Then you ask yourself questions, two important questions. What are the main ideas here? What are the key details? So we want the ideas and we want the details. Can you answer that? Another way to say the same question is, what is this paragraph about? Yes, it's about the Sopranos, but what does it say about the Sopranos? Now, there were some details which are not as focal as the main ideas, but still they were important to understand the meaning in the paragraph. Let's look at what I have tried to do for you in order to help you jot down your main ideas and key details. Try to use this slide, type it or use it in order to practice paraphrasing at the beginning. This is the second stage of the RAP strategy. It is asking questions. The questions are about the main details and the key details. So if you try to put down here the main points, they can be 3, they can be 2, it can be just one main point if it is a short paragraph. And then the less important information, which we usually call in writing the details, the supporting details. Remember, you are supposed to write down the points based on memory. So that's why maybe you want to look at the paragraph for enough time, read it. I do recommend rereading. Then move to this stage of asking questions and writing them down. Even when you write the main ideas, again, use your own language. You can do it at 2 stages, but have that in mind. So, what you will do might look similar to this. The main idea in the paragraph is the problems or the betrayal issues within the family, which are as bad as or even worse than problems caused by the federal government. That is to say, Tony had incidents, 3 different incidents of betrayal within his family. So in one way or another, he is really facing his family and facing the law on the other side. So this is what the paragraph says. This is the main idea in the paragraph. What are the key details? One family member turning informant, and that is his wife. A hit being put out on Tony by family members. And then Tony's kids tracking his activities. So these are the 3 incidents, the 3 details of infidelity within the family. What are we going to do with this information that we have gathered now? We are going to move into the P of RAP, which is putting the information in your own words. So let's look at some phrases and some clauses and some parts of the sentences that can be changed, that are easy to change. For example, instead of early in the series, we can say first season, first part. First instead of early, because if you use early again, that means, you are very close to the original. More threatened can be used, it can be changed into greatest threat. And notice that instead of the verb form, we have used a noun form. Instead of threaten, the verb, we have used threat, the noun. Instead of more, we used greatest. Closest friend and associate. That is to say, one family member. I don't know if we consider a friend a family member, but this is how it is put here. This is how the writer of this practice on the paraphrase did it. So closest friend and associate. You could have also, tried to change friend with a synonym. Also associates. His mother colludes with his uncle. So it was his mother. His mother and uncle are conspiring. Instead of collude, we used conspire. His kids click through websites. His children instead of kids. Instead of kick through websites, we used are surfing the web. So this is an example of how you can change the wording of the original text.